The 2025 track and field season was supposed to be remembered for extraordinary performances, historic breakthroughs, and a new generation of athletes redefining what seemed possible on the track. Instead, it became something far more unpredictable. Every month delivered a new surprise. Teenagers were producing world-class times, established champions were pushing the boundaries of excellence, and distance running entered one of the most competitive eras in its history. Records that had stood for years suddenly looked vulnerable. New rivalries emerged across every discipline, and major meets carried an unusual sense of uncertainty because nobody knew where the next historic performance would come from. Yet among all the incredible stories that defined the season, one stood above the rest. It was not about a world record. It was not about a rising star. It was about the absence of one of the greatest distance runners of his generation, Jakob Ingebrigtsen. At the beginning of 2025, everything appeared to be perfectly aligned for the Norwegian superstar. Coming off one of the strongest periods of his career, Ingebrigtsen entered the year looking faster, stronger, and more complete than ever before. His indoor season was nothing short of sensational and convinced many observers that they were watching an athlete entering the absolute peak of his powers. The results were historic. In February, Ingebrigtsen shattered the world indoor mile record. During that same performance, he also passed through 1,500 meters faster than anyone had ever run indoors, claiming another world record in the process. Those performances immediately sparked conversations about what he might accomplish once the outdoor season began. But he wasn't finished. At the World Indoor Championships, Ingebrigtsen once again demonstrated why he is considered one of the most versatile runners in modern athletics. He captured gold medals in both the 1,500 meters and the 3,000 meters, proving that he could dominate events requiring completely different combinations of speed, endurance, and race tactics. What made these achievements even more impressive was the quality of the performances themselves. According to World Athletics scoring tables, his indoor mile carried one of the highest performance ratings ever recorded by a distance runner. The numbers suggested that he was operating at a level rarely seen in the history of the sport. The message was impossible to ignore. Jakob Ingebrigtsen looked ready to dominate the outdoor season. Analysts began discussing the possibility of an all-time great campaign. Some predicted multiple world records. Others believed he could establish complete control over middle-distance running in a way few athletes had managed before. Everything pointed in the same direction. His fitness appeared exceptional. His confidence was growing. His experience at the highest level continued to expand. Most importantly, he had already proven that he could deliver when the pressure was greatest. Olympic gold medals, world titles, and world records had become regular chapters in his career. For many fans and experts, 2025 looked destined to become the greatest season of his life. Then everything changed. As the outdoor season approached, reports emerged that Ingebrigtsen was dealing with an Achilles injury. Initially, few people were concerned. Elite athletes regularly manage minor physical issues throughout long seasons, and most observers expected the problem to be temporary. But the weeks continued to pass. Instead of appearing on starting lines, Ingebrigtsen remained focused on recovery. Every few weeks, speculation surfaced about a possible comeback. Fans hoped to see him return at a Diamond League meeting. Commentators discussed potential race dates. Social media filled with predictions about when the Norwegian star would finally step back onto the track. The return never came. Month after month, the uncertainty grew. The longer he remained absent, the more questions surrounded his condition. Could he recover in time? Would he regain the sharpness that had made him nearly unbeatable? And most importantly, would he still be capable of competing against a distance running landscape that was becoming stronger with every passing week? As the outdoor season progressed, the answers remained frustratingly unclear. Eventually, after months of uncertainty, only one major opportunity remained on Jakob Ingebrigtsen's calendar, the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo. Despite his lack of racing, many fans still believed he could produce something special. Championship racing rewards experience, confidence, and tactical intelligence. And few athletes possess more of those qualities than Ingebrigtsen. But as the competition unfolded, it became clear that this was not the same athlete who had dominated the indoor season. In the 1,500 meters, the event that helped establish him as one of the world's best middle-distance runners, he looked vulnerable from the start. The trademark acceleration that normally separated him from the field was missing, and for the first time in years, he struggled to impose himself on a championship race. When he failed to advance beyond the preliminary rounds, the athletics world was stunned. It was a result almost nobody had predicted before the championships began. The disappointment continued in the 5,000 meters. The event offered one final chance to rescue the season, but throughout the race, Ingebrigtsen never looked fully comfortable. The sharpness that usually allowed him to control major finals simply was not there. When the race entered its decisive stages, he could not respond to the leaders. The result was unfamiliar: 10th place. For many athletes, a top 10 finish at the World Championships would be a significant achievement. For Jakob Ingebrigtsen, it represented one of the most frustrating moments of his career. The season that had started with world records and championship victories had ended with disappointment. Yet what happened next may have been even more important. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, Ingebrigtsen focused on what comes next. In interviews after the season, he made it clear that he did not regret competing in Tokyo. Even knowing he was far from his best, he believed testing himself against the world's best athletes was the correct decision. More importantly, the difficult season seemed to create a new level of motivation. As attention shifted toward 2026, Ingebrigtsen began discussing goals that immediately captured the imagination of the athletics community. They were not ordinary goals. The Norwegian announced that he wants to attack three of the most prestigious world records in distance running: the 1,500 meters, the mile, and the 5,000 meters. Attempting even one of those records would be ambitious. Pursuing all three in a single season would be extraordinary. But history suggests that betting against Jakob Ingebrigtsen is rarely wise. Throughout his career, he has repeatedly turned ambitious goals into reality. He already owns world records across multiple distances and has demonstrated a level of versatility few runners in history can match. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect is his long-term vision. Ingebrigtsen has openly stated that he hopes to finish his career with 10 world records. He already has 5. That means he believes the second half of his record collection is still waiting to be achieved. Among his targets, many experts view the 5,000-meter record as the most realistic. His combination of speed and endurance makes him a natural threat to the current mark if he can remain healthy. The mile record may also be vulnerable. He has already run extremely close to the existing standard and appears capable of going even faster. The biggest challenge could be the 1,500 meters. That record has survived attacks from some of the greatest runners in history and would likely require the finest performance of Ingebrigtsen's career. Fortunately, the 2026 season presents a unique opportunity. There is no Olympic Games. There is no World Championship. There is no major global event forcing athletes to peak on a specific date. Instead, there is freedom. Freedom to chase fast times. Freedom to design races around record attempts. Freedom to focus entirely on history. And after everything that happened in 2025, that freedom may be exactly what Jakob Ingebrigtsen needs. The injury setback is behind him. The lost season is over. Now comes the next chapter. Because if Jakob Ingebrigtsen returns healthy and regains the form he showed indoors, the 2026 season could become one of the greatest record-chasing campaigns the sport has ever seen.